undefeated super featherweight, Xavier Martinez, who takes on Claudio Marrero this Saturday night live on Showtime, part of a big triple header. What's up, Xavier?
How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. So we're, a few days away from this big fighting Claudio Marrero. What are your thoughts as we, we close in on this fight?
I'm excited. This is a big step up fight for me, and I'm ready to rise to the occasion. I worked real hard to get to this point.
Terrific. Tell me what you think of Marrero. Obviously, he's a grizzled veteran. He's been in, has fought for the world title a couple times, and has fought some quality fighters. What are your thoughts on him?
I know he's he's a good fighter. He has experience. He's been there with some tough guys. But he's just someone that's in my way and from reaching my goals. I just gotta knock him down.
Would you consider this I guess always your next fight's the most important fight or biggest fight of your career, but do you consider this your most formidable opposition?
Yeah, this fight is definitely one of the better competitions that I'll be heading into, and like I say, I'm ready to rise to the occasion. I feel like I'm more than ready, for this moment.
At 22 years old, I guess in this fight, obviously you fought on Showbox a few times, and now you're fighting on. I guess this is a Showtime special edition. It's kind of like a graduation, so to speak. Is that the way you're looking at it? You kind of graduated from the Showbox series, which has been a great springboard to so many great fighters, and now this is the next step.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's like a graduation. It took hard work and dedication.
As we're taking a look at some of the highlights of your previous fights, talk about what does this fight do for your career in the sense of where do you go with the win? Do you find yourself in the mix at 130, right in the championship mix? This being your 16th professional fight?
Yeah, this one's a 130-pound WBA title eliminator. So, if I win this, I automatically get that shot for the WBA.
So I'm trying to think. There's the WBA's got a couple of champions. Now, which champion would this put you right in line for?
As right now, Leo Santa Cruz has the belt. I know Rene. I forget his name. I think Alvarado.
Rene Alvarado,
yeah.
Yes.
So those two guys, and you got Chrislbert, who has the interim. So those are the guys right there in that area for the WBA.
Well, obviously, then you may, because I know that fight next weekend live on Showtime pay-per-view with Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis. Mm-hmm. I believe that's for both the 130 and 135-pound championship. So I guess you may have a little bit of an interest in that fight as well, should you come out victorious on Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be tuning in and watching. Of course, I'm going to be going for Tank. I actually sparred with Tank. So, I got to root for him. But, yeah, I'll definitely be tuning in and seeing, because Leo you never know. Leo might be my next opponent.
Did you ever think a guy like Santa Cruz, who's been at the top and fighting big guys for the past, handful, 5-6 years, did you think that after 16 fights that there's a chance that you could be linked up with him?
Not him, precisely, but I always knew I was gonna be in there with the top guys, and it looks like it might be him.
I guess we want to talk the political game. Chrislbert is a PBC fighter, fights on the same networks that you have been fighting on. Did you see that possibly as a fight to make, or?
I definitely see that fight happening. It's just when, because me and him have been back and forth already before. Like I said, it's gonna happen. Just when it doesn't happen.
Is this an amateur rivalry, or is this a Twitter rivalry?
It's an Instagram rivalry.
Instagram. You don't know what.
Randomly, random dude in my DMs talking smack, and I was like, all right, well, I guess this is who I'll probably be going back and forth with for a while.
So he's the guy with the belt, yet he's the one who reached out to you.
Yep.
That's interesting. Usually it's the guy who doesn't have the belt.
Yeah.
So how's that make you feel as a guy who's a sitting world champion? Already has an eye on you.
Mm-hmm. It's cool. I don't let the trash talk get to me. But part of boxing is the best fighting the best. And I feel like he is one of the best in 130, and I feel like I'm more than the best at the 130. So to have that fight happen, would be great for the sport of boxing.
Signed with Mayweather Promotions, and obviously the automatic thing with Floyd Mayweather. I would imagine that you guys have probably spent some time in the gym together.
Yeah, he was actually I was with them in August. When I was sparring Tank, he was in the gym. He was there. So yeah, so I see him a couple times, and he gives me pointers here and there.
I mean, what's that like? We just mentioned how you may have a fight with Leo Santa Cruz maybe sooner rather than later, and now you got 50 Floyd Mayweather, maybe pulling you aside in the gym and telling you, giving you a few pointers. What's that mean to you?
It's really cool because not everybody gets the opportunity to have that. So when he does talk to you, something you gotta take it. You gotta take it all in because it's a lot of knowledge coming from that man.
Saturday's show, it's the main event is Lipinets fighting Clayton for the interim world title. You got Malik Hawkins on the fight, and you as another young fighter. How important is it for you to kind of really I don't want to say steal the show, but really make an impact, an imprint on the boxing fans that are watching on Saturday night?
I'm just going there and be me and do what I know how to do. The job, you go in and do the job, get it done. Don't overthink nothing. Don't overdo nothing.
There you go. Sacramento, California. We'll talk about you getting, for some of the fans who don't know a lot about your story, talk about, your early upbringing in boxing coming up in Sacramento.
I had I want to say like a rough childhood, but I went through a lot of things growing up. When I was little, though, the reason why I got into boxing is because I was very, I had I don't want to say bad temper, but I was very hyperactive. Then also, I didn't like, being picked on. So whenever someone would try to say something, be mean to me, it just set me off. Like I would go, like I just want to fight them. And I think the last straw was when I was, I believe, maybe about like first grade. A kid made me mad at lunch, and I was like, okay, you want to be mean to me, all right. So I took all the food off my lunch tray. While he was eating, he had his back turned towards me. I went up behind him and smacked him with my lunch tray. And after that, my parents were like, yeah, we got to get this kid into something. And then ever since then, I've been doing it.
Talk about the boxing climate in Sacramento. What was it like in terms of coming up in the amateurs or even some pros? I know there's been some pros over the years that have kind of reached a certain status. What was that like?
Sacramento has a lot of fighters. I feel like a lot of people don't know about them though. But a lot of Sacramento, there's a lot of good, boxers coming out of Sacramento.
Loretto Garza comes to mind for me.
Yeah.
A couple other guys I know that used to fight back in the day. What fighters maybe around city did you look up to?
Diego
Corrales, obviously
Yep.
originally from Sacramento.
Yeah, because his father changed me, so but even when I wasn't, so when I first started, I wasn't too into it. But then the older I got, I found out, who Chico was. I watched the videos on him, and just watching him, it's like, man, this man literally would give up his life in that ring. So seeing that, makes me feel like I gotta kind of do the same.
How many times have you watched the Castillo fight?
Many times, many times.
When you see something like that, obviously you see he was a guy grew up in Sacramento who reached a tremendous height in boxing. I mean, how much of an inspiration to say, he came from where I'm from, I could do it too.
It helps out a lot because it shows that no matter what your situation is, you can do it as long as you continue to work hard. Listen to your trainers and the people around you that want to see you do good. You could make it, and he did. And, he was one of the best boxers, and I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. But we'll see about that.
Well, just a couple more questions here. What do you want to say to the fans in closing before we see you on Saturday Night Live on Showtime, taking on Claudio Marrero in a WBA elimination bout at 130 pounds?
Please tune in. You know, if you don't know of me or heard of me, Saturday, you know, you'll get to know more about me from, you know, me fighting and, you know, follow me to, you know, my rise to the world title.
I was just tweeting with a couple good boxing guys before this interview on, and a lot of people think that you're one of the most underrated, unsung prospects in the game, and think that your future is very bright. And Saturday night is, I guess, the next step into proving that. Before we let you go, where do we find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram. Excuse me. Find me on Instagram at Xavier Martinez. I have a Twitter, but I don't use it enough. So, you know, once I get that going, I'll put it on my Instagram. But, you know, I'm more on Instagram. So it's just Xavier Martinez.
Well, I have a feeling if with a big performance on Saturday night, the followers may double or triple it
Twitter, yep.
after Saturday night. Well, we wish you best of luck. Thank you for a few minutes of your time, and we'll talk to you along the way.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a great night.
My pleasure. Thank you.